Hello, YouTube, and welcome in to another fabulous episode of God of War Ragnarök Valhalla with a therapist. I am grateful that you have made it this far. I am going to tell you ahead of time here that this is going to likely be a bit shorter of an episode than you've been used to, in large part because I'm going to need to leave a bit earlier than usual. So I'm going to get as much time in as I possibly can. But if you see the timer on this one, you're like, well, that looks short. It's just because that's the time I have in order to do this one. I do appreciate all of the comments and all of the thumbs up so far, as you have all been so awesome at providing to these videos along the way. So thank you so much for your engagement on this. Please follow the links down in the description and come hang out with us sometime on Twitch. Check out all my other content. And yeah, leave a thumbs up here, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Would love to see what you have to say. It's been a lot of fun reading the comments so far on this. Thanks for keeping them spoiler free. So without further ado, we got more runs to make. So let's do it.
Valhalla is pleased.
Is that right? Tell me more.
Air.
Good. To adapt is to find the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. I'd like to tell you a story that I think will help you along your path.
Please do.
I am listening.
Early in my life, before I was a Valkyrie, I was a healer in a small village. My father trained me in the use of herbs and natural remedies. To him, coming from a long line of herbal healers, that was the only true medicine. But visiting the city, I saw healers who used magic. Only magic, to treat their patients. I'd seen it work, and work wonders. I tried to tell my father, but he said mage healing was against his philosophy, a dangerous shortcut that violated tradition. Being a good daughter, I respected his convictions. But that all changed when he took ill. That's a good place to stop for now. When you're further along on your journey, I'll share the next part of my story.
First of all, I have the audio as high as it'll go. So there's not much more I can do about it. So, this is one of the difficult things that folks who deal with going outside of their homogenous bubble have to deal with when they diversify their worldview and have experiences that alter their expectations of the world. Which is that you have to come in contact with and at times confront the fact that people who have not had the opportunity to diversify their experiences in the way that you have are likely going to lock themselves into much smaller rooms of understanding and perception of the world. So when Ear's talking about her father and how he said that the only real way to heal is like the organic way and not the mage way. And then she goes out into the world and experiences and witnesses firsthand that there have been massive advancements, or maybe there's just other approaches to the ways that people can be healed. And that those appear to be valid based on what it is that she's observed. That's a really wonderful experience for her. But then when she comes home and says to her father, hey, mage healing doesn't seem so bad. I literally watched people use it for good. I've seen other people have different approaches to healing. And the hope when you're in that position, if your ear is that her father would go, oh, okay, well, that's interesting. Tell me about it. And maybe there's a chance that he will. But in his old age, it's a lot harder for the brain to be flexible for that type of thing unless you've been practicing it. And so he's unfortunately more likely to respond by doubling down on his own perception. Even at the risk of the intimacy with his daughter. That is how powerful this stuff is, my friends. This is why throughout all of my playthroughs, we talk about why it is so important to diversify your experiences, to engage with the progression of various things. Because if you don't do that and you stay in echo chambers and homogenous zones, it's only going to get harder for you to open yourself up to the realities of the progression of the world. And it will become scary, and you may even double down, and you may even cut off relationships that would be really meaningful because you don't want to get out of your very rigid ideology. And it's really sad how often it happens. So I'll be interested to hear how her relationship with her father progressed as a result of that. But that is certainly something that many people have to deal with. And it can at times feel like a punishment for going out and engaging with a more diverse world than where you originally came from. That can really suck.
Making progress, I see.
Ooh, we get more.
Gunnar.
A gift. You're truly an inspiration, General. Back to my story.
Yes, please.
Continue.
So, there I was, with a sprawl magnet. If I wasn't starting the fight, I was the first one charging in to join it. Maybe it's something in the Asgard water, but it seemed like there was always a fight to be had. I guess I needed the rush. Something to keep me sharp, feeling alive. I was driven without fear or frankly much sense to hold me back. Got myself a bit of a reputation, and that ended up being a problem. This notorious bully I'd humiliated held on to a grudge and tried to track me down. Found out way too easily who I was and where I lived. Set out to teach me a lesson. We'll pick it up there and progress further.
What a cliffhanger. What'd you learn how to do cliffhangers from me? God damn.
These could really help you in there.
Oh my goodness, she's been watching too much DrMick. Oh, there we go. Nice.
Gunnar.
Use this. Keep shattering those limitations, General.
More of your story? No? Okay. Let's go. Into the void. Flashbang.
Incoming!
Oh. A little annoyed I took that hit, but whatever. Would you consider playing the first 6 God of War games if they got a remake or remaster? I don't know. I don't think they have the level of depth as this. Maybe they do, but they never struck me as games that were like this, were narratively driven. All right, let's get after it.
Now, back to Sigrun and your low opinion of yourself.
Look, brother, I don't apologize for wanting her to have someone who can be everything to her. She deserves the best.
Then why should she not deserve the smartest man alive?
Sometimes I think you've come too far, brother.
Did I overstep?
No, Kratos. I appreciate your point. And to be fair, if I was so right, then why am I so angry at myself?
What a great question, Mimir. It's because you know you're wrong. It's because you're choosing to engage with your own biased experience rather than with a critique of your own perceptions. And you know that deep down. I am a strong, firm believer that deep down, there is generally a voice that all of us have that is unshakable, and it's the one that is closest to the authenticity of our reactions to the world. And no matter how much Mimir wants to try to convince himself via his insecurities that he's not good enough for Sigrun, he knows deep down that he could be, and that she may even acknowledge him as such if he maybe would do the work, if he would lean into what's uncomfortable, if he would lean into the unknown. And he's angry at himself because he won't do it, because he's choosing the convenient narrative path, not the one that requires self-reflection and work and effort. And many humans would rather take the path of least resistance, even if it means that they have not so great consequences, rather than going down an unknown path for the idea that there's maybe something good that could happen. A huge difference between people who are massively successful versus people who are moderately successful is that people who are massively successful will take risks because they know that it's potentially in the long run the better option for them to make, and they're willing to lean into more of those unknowns and trust themselves rather than doubt themselves. And so Mimir is dealing with that. I love that Kratos is using logic to engage Mimir's dissonance. But we're seeing that, like, Mimir is still battling. We all do this. Like, it's so easy for us to be outsiders and watch other people engage in self-loathing and go, oh my God, don't do that. But then people will love to say, yeah, but I'm an exception. Like, I'm pretty nasty to myself, and oh geez, darn, yep, oops, such a bummer that I'm so mean to myself. Don't be mean to yourself. I would never be mean to you, and you shouldn't be mean to yourself. But can't help it. And that's a very convenient bullshit excuse not to do your own work. You're not required to be an asshole to yourself. You're not required to be judgmental to yourself. Nobody told you have to do that. Nobody's holding a gun to your head saying that you have to constantly engage with self-loathing narratives. You're choosing to do that. And why on earth should you ever trust somebody else to believe you when you tell them that they're worthwhile if you can't do it for yourself? I wouldn't. I don't take that person's word as seriously if I don't see them walking the walk. Walk the walk on that. And the reason that Kratos has power there when he does that and says that to Mimir, and Mimir doesn't get angry at him and sort of engages in his own reflection, is because he has quite literally watched Kratos do the work. So now Kratos is coming from a place where he's walking the walk. He still has his hang-ups, and Mimir's quick to jump in when he has his hang-ups, but my God, has he grown. So now that you see a person who's engaged in the discomfort of that, calls you out, you're on notice. Because they're doing it, and it holds you accountable to doing it too. So I love their dynamic here with the way that they're passing the ball back and forth. It's great.
I wouldn't say no to some short-time help.
I wouldn't either, big dog. Let's get that health back. And if you feel called out by what I just said, you know exactly what Mimir just went through when Kratos said what he said. So take what I just said to heart. Do you think that it's a good thing that Kratos offered to back off his point even though Kratos is right? Yes, because I think it shows a respect for their friendship. God damn it, the freaking floaty guys.
Above you, brother!
Oh. We don't know, Floaty. So chat should not answer that question. Versus stats. I want stats.
On your right! Right side incoming!
I do not enjoy fighting these. God damn it.
Incoming! Above you!
Hogan, thank you for the 5 months. Luigi, thank you for the 2 months. Do you think Kratos affirming Mimir's self-worth has an effect on how he views himself? Wouldn't that make the distance happen more? Not necessarily. I do think that it's possible that because Kratos is working to build Mimir up, he might have a moment where he realizes that he needs to do the same for himself. I do think that they could have a joint moment of realization on that and essentially be like, you know what? Why don't we agree to build each other and ourselves up? Because we're really going through something similar, even though the content's different. I think there would be a lot of utility to that, for sure.
Can't bear the thought of Sigrun having damaged herself to save us, or having damaged her connection to Valhalla, which she'd doubtless say was worse.
Will there be consequences beyond her injuries?
I don't suppose I can be sure of that either way.
But one thing we can be sure of, and is very important to engage with here, which is reality. Any hypothesis that Kratos and Mimir have about why Sigrun would have done that isn't particularly useful. The reality is she did it, and that means something. People don't generally do things unless it matters to them to do it, or unless they are forced to do it. And as far as we know, Sigrun was not forced to do that. Sigrun chose to do that. She chose to put herself at risk in order to save us, which says something about her orientation to us. And that's the thing that would be the most important to realize. Instead, Mimir is focusing, I think, on the wrong bit of this, which is that I'm not worth saving. That's the undertone of what he just said. Like, why would she do that? We're not worth saving. It's part of the she could do better narrative. And that's where we have to use reality to counter our anxiety-ridden narratives, because otherwise you're going to get sucked in the vortex of anxiety and you're going to get sucked into your own narratives instead of the reality of the situation. She chose to do that. If you want to know why, go ask her, and then listen to her answer and believe her. Thank you for the bits, Air Dragon.
I'm certainly going to begin worrying about it now. Thank you kindly.
Which is exactly what I told you not to do, Mimir, but hey, I ain't your therapist. I'm just some dude. Weapon glyph or mixed glyph? Oh God.
One night. Oh, it's us.
You're the thing that was healing the guy last time. You. There's another one. No. Nope. great. I'm loving everything about this. Easy peasy, baby. Woo! Stupid ass singing Healy guys. God, I hate them. Thrust of 1,000 soldiers. Let's go with that. All right. Boss time. Another goddamn singy guy.
Behind you, watch out! Fire frost everywhere!
No, nope.
Look, brother! I see the one you need to get there! Left side, brother! That's the one you needed.
Have a look around real quick. It could have been worse. Very cool. Okay. Oh. Got a moderate amount of health. Let's go. Be smart this time. Let's be smart this time.
Ready to move to the next space, brother? Should be clear.
Yes. Let's grab some health.
We could use some limited time assistance, couldn't we?
We're sold out. That's cool. Okay. Let's go get our minor rage burst then, so that I can get that up full. And increases the damage of the blade's runic attacks. Upgrade Cyclone Chaos. Meteoric Slam. Good enough. Touch the sands, eh? All right. Wish me luck. up. Get up. We got this. We got this, Kratos. I know Mimir feels much guilt for the damage done by introducing Dreki into Svartalfheim. It made enough of a mark on me that I seem to carry the guilt into Valhalla. Without you, the fight is harder, but our way of finishing the beast together is what I miss most. Alright. Got it done. Needed the Resurrection Stone, but... Relics of Valhalla have extremely short cooldowns, but limited charges. Activate the relic with L1 plus circle. Recharge them at the Tablet of Endeavor. Applies a mark in nearby enemies. Attacking a marked enemy reduces renewed cooldowns. Push enemies back with force and grant an aura of protection. I would like that. Big fan of defense. Immediately restores a fair amount of health. Yeah, we're going to do that. Okay. What do we got here?
Oh, I see now. They must keep the primordial realms up here on the top shelf.
Indeed. Okay, so... I mean, they're basically sold out of everything. Might as well. Wonder how hot the surface of Alfheim is. Gotta be pretty toasty. God damn it.
Right side, brother! Right flank!
No, I didn't want to do that yet. Shit. What awaits us in here?
Ah, we're up by those statues now. Judges, did you say? Perhaps the higher planes of Valhalla correspond to the deepest reaches of your memory.
Perhaps. Definitely nice to have Mimir with us this time. Instead of the sun god. Lord of the douchery.
Hello, me again.
If I
No!
must carry you, make yourself useful. Say what you see in battle.
Aye, aye, asshole.
The timing on this. Right as like, it's like... How many times in my playthroughs does that shit happen? I'm tired of it.
What will he choose?
Oh, God. Fleeting echoes for a gold perk glyph. Well, I don't have that many echoes because I've been spending them. 500 fleeting echoes. Well, I can't do that either. Can't afford that. What will he choose? Well, here goes nothing.
They locked you out. Guess we better poke around the old neighborhood. See what sorts of acquaintances are looking to reconnect.
Great. Enemy difficulty will increase as each level of the timer elapses. The timer will halt upon returning to the ascending sands.
Well, this one looks easy. If easy is warriors. Valhalla? Seems superfluous, but alright. Ghosts of warriors? You're enjoying this, aren't you? Another of Valhalla's targets. Nifty.
Yeah, you like that? Take all the health I can get right now. Alright. This is cool. Everything about this is neato. Oh shit, wait. Timer. Faster I go, the less likely the timer is to hurt me, I guess.
A moderate challenge here. More challenge, more than more. Right flank.
Hey, he is helping me out.
There's the target Valhalla's marked. Left flank. Behind you, incoming. You blind behind you!
Whoa!
Great job not hurrying. You do like your fights tougher after all.
Oh. I gotta find it. Oh, here we go. All right. Oh god, let's get this chest first. All right, let's get in there. Oh shit!
Hail one float. I do believe that's all of them. The
Oh my god. The stress. All right, the timer's still going. Okay.
Decisions.
Blood's Imperious grants a buff, increasing strength and defense, increases all shield damage. Successful blocks or parries now deal shield damage to nearby enemies. Oh god, do we have to do the sacrifice again? Oh man, alright.
Heading back to the cage, are we? I guess Valhalla is giving you a second chance. Party! Well, now it's a party.
Whoa.
We're on fire! That's a nice change of pace! On your right! What are you planning to do this time, Kratos? Wait, no, don't tell me. The suspense is honestly the only thing keeping me awake back here.
Okie dokie.
Here's a radical thought for you. Maybe it only counts as a sacrifice if you give up someone you value. I think we all know that's not me. Notice how you're leaping to argue the point.
We don't know. That's the thing. A troll!
I'll never guess their weak spot.
Greek foes can siphon Spartan rage. Strike the tethered enemy with an appropriate weapon before the rage is lost.
Untether yourself, man!
These one-eyed creatures were once peaceful sheep herders living solitary lives on the islands of my homeland. During the first War of the Titans, they were enslaved and made to fight. Soon after, the practice of using these powerful brutes in combat became all too common. Well, that makes me sad. I feel bad for the thing I just killed. That sucks. No congratulations, Helios. No well done. Righto.
Here we are. Let's see what brilliant move you've thought of.
I have no idea what's going to happen here, but there is something that I think would be cool if it is indeed the case. It would be that he has to actually sacrifice Mimir because he needs to do this work on his own. That he has ridden Mimir's insight and brethrenship far enough that now he has to confront some of these things without the aid of somebody processing it on his behalf. And so the sacrifice of Mimir is not actually sacrificing Mimir, it's sacrificing his reliance on others to generate insight on his behalf rather than him leaning into it on his own. That, to me, would be a very interesting concept. I don't know that I fully understand the reason why Helios shows up, other than Helios seems like a pretty smart guy and seems like maybe the evil version of what Mimir's insight could provide, sort of like a warring voice in his mind. But regardless, it would be cool if this meant that Kratos has to go on this on his own. But I don't know. I mean, I have no idea what's going to happen here. That's just where my thought is at. Or do you put your axe in there because you value that?
Kratos?
Or yourself? Ooh.
You know what? I'd like to see this.
Wow. Wow.
Brother?
Where are we now?
Oh!
Here.
The invitation was yours.
I would have signed it, but it was important you come here for your own reasons.
Then you're not an illusion.
You're in the flesh, old friend.
What do you want?
I know what you're wrestling with, Spartan. I understand it better than you realize. The shame. The doubt. The question I could find no answer for until I came here. Lifetimes ago. Stepped through that door.
What is in there?
I'm not here to spoil that for you. Only to help you prepare.
Why?
Because I can. Because for us, fighting occupies the body, while our minds work out the rest.
Haha.
Because you're not ready.
Whoa! Oh my god. Okay. First and foremost, I guess my hypothesis on why Kratos needed to put himself in that cage is for some degree of empathy of the kind of pain he may have put other people through. I don't know. But the more important part here, I think, is wow, there's Tyr. Cool. Nice to see him. Wow. Okay. No. The important part here that I actually want to share before we start this is that what Tyr just said is entirely correct. There is actual value to preoccupying your physical body as a means to access some of your thoughts and reflections a bit more easily. And there are a couple instances where this is actually utilized in a therapy context, and I'll share in brief some of them. The most common one in my experience is when working with teenagers. I have found that it is much easier to get teenagers to speak to what's going on with their experience and to answer questions and all sorts of stuff in therapy when you preoccupy them while you talk with them, whether that means playing video games with them, playing a board game, engaging in some form of like physical activity, like playing basketball or whatever. There is real utility to occupying one's brain in a way that they're not really thinking about. You know, like I can sit there and dribble a basketball, or I could play, a video game and not be so actively engaged with that I can't pay attention, and instead am more able to access what's going on in my mind. Things like walking are a great example. Drawing. Some people listen better if they draw or doodle while they're engaging or something, like maybe you draw a picture or whatever. That preoccupation makes a big difference. And it makes a big difference in adults as well. One of the core principles of eye movement, desensitization and reprocessing, EMDR, is that you preoccupy a person's visual field as a means to assist them in getting into more of their reflections, narratives, cognitions, the trauma itself. And it makes it easier to reprocess because you have engaged the body in a particular type of way while going down that path. So when Tyr presents this as we need to fight in order to work our shit out, he's not wrong. There is very real utility to that. And there's a good chance that while we're fighting with him, perhaps it's easier for Kratos to access some of the stuff that he's dealing with. And I think that's really cool that this was included in the game. There's many other examples of this, but this is a very real thing. It helps when our blockers, our brain only has so much capacity. If you can get it engaged on some sort of task that doesn't require a lot of thought, it's enough to disengage some of the blockers and make it easier to go there. It makes it less intense too, because now we can't just entirely focus on the anxiety and the intensity of the moment. We have to focus on what we're doing, and then some of it will just start to come out. All right, let's see what happens here. This is so cool.
Yeah.
So you say, brother. I gotta fight Tyr?
Show me.
Sorry, why exactly are you attacking us?
Consider it a kind of trial by combat, Mimir. When Kratos can get the better of me, we'll know his mind is not worth. Yes, well done. Arms up.
Whoa.
I see you, Kratos. One of the kind. An attack of Olympian power. Good reflexes. I'm impressed.
A man at war with himself places a deficit upon his focus. He is impatient, emotional, easily surprised. A man at one with himself has a clearer mind, sharper instincts. That man is ready to win. That man is ready to progress. Watch your left! Arms up!
Oh no! Oh no! Oh! I knew it was coming too. Oh! Wow. That's painful. Damn, dude.
This would be a good opportunity to bargain our way to some personal enhancements.
Oh, God. Thanks for being here, friends. I appreciate you being along for the ride with this playthrough, and I hope you are enjoying my analysis and the gameplay and the story and all that fun stuff. Sony Santa Monica has outdone themselves again. It's fantastic.
As is life.
Ear and Gunnar are just basically like the live, laugh, love posters that are posted around my house at this point.
Fresh rewards with a side of new opportunities.
Okay. What do you think of what Tyr said during the fight about a man at war with himself? I'm gonna be totally honest, I was so focused on the fight, I barely heard what he had to say. So.
Ready for more story?
No, I do not, Mary. I do not have those posters in my house. I hate them with a fiery, burning passion.
You may speak.
So, the bully with a grudge. He comes to the inn in the dead of night, chucks a bottle of fire through the window, sets the whole place ablaze. The coward thought I was inside in bed, but luckily I was just getting home. I saw the flames shoot up and surround where my father was sleeping. Well, this wasn't gonna be the day I started hesitating. I charged into the fire and dragged him out. Not unscathed exactly, either of us, but alive. And if I was too angry and fearless for my own good before, now, well, I charged right into that bastard's lair, me against his whole gang. Honestly, I had no business coming out of that alive. As it turned out, I came out of there with a job. But we'll get to that next time.
That's an interesting way to interview somebody for a job, but damn.
If Valhalla is offering some help, I'd take it. wise investment, brother.
Oh. All right, let's get in there.
You made it even further that time. Take pride in your progress.
Oh, I do, Sigrun. I'm gonna rock the Stonewall Shield. It's my favorite one. Not gonna worry about the glowies.
Secret, it's good to see you back.
Freya was just being cautious. I'm right as rain. How fares your journey?
We have uncovered our host. It is Tyr.
Tyr, you say?
Aye, and no projection either.
I never knew his connection to Valhalla was so strong. But then, he goes back further than I do. Fascinating.
Ooh. Here we go. Oh, God. All right, that's your free hit, boys. You ain't get any more after this. Burst of speed and travel, increased distance when evading, increases duration of all status effects applied to enemies. Let's go! No time to waste.
Did Valhalla return you to your forest last time?
Aye, brother. And this time I wasn't alone.
Were you attacked?
No, far from it. Apparently my Valhalla isn't the stuff of constant combat at all. The memories of mine it draws on are more interpersonal. To wit, I found myself reliving old times with my former crew of fairy folk. Cobweb, mustard seed, the whole pack of ne'er-do-wells. Such warm greetings for their old ringleader, like nary a day had passed.
Sounds pleasant.
Rather was, to be honest. I remain suspicious, but if this process is doing something for you, I remain open to seeing what it has in mind for me.
Well, if it draws from your memories, it's going to operate within a window that you're more adept in. I would imagine that Kratos is more likely to be able to work things out through combat because that's been his entire life. Mimir's entire life hasn't been fighting, hasn't been war. And Mimir's life has been entirely different. So if Mimir needs to be in the presence of affirmation and calm and welcome environment in order to process the stuff that he needs to process, then that's what Valhalla is likely going to show him. So I could certainly appreciate that. I mean, it's the relativity of experience. All of us have different operating windows where we are more likely to access the shit that we need to access. And that's the beauty of the human experience, is everybody is different. Everybody needs different things. Everybody is optimized at different levels. And I mean, if that's what Valhalla is set to do, is get people into their framework that they need to be in order to more efficiently work through their stuff, then great. That's cool. That's essentially what we try to facilitate in therapy, is you try to facilitate an environment that's going to work for the client. You don't want to jam a client into a approach. You want to fix your approach to work with the client. Which is something I fundamentally believe as a therapist. And something that if you're in therapy and you feel like you're being jammed into a particular approach that's not right for you, you should have a conversation with your therapist about that, because they should be working with you and your needs more so than you working with their window of like approach, especially if it's not fitting what you're needing. I mean, it's more complicated than that, but I think you know what I mean. But it's neat that when they go into those certain zones, Mimir gets split off and goes somewhere else, whereas Kratos goes to where he goes, and then they're equally working through their own shit at the same time. Awesome. I do find it curious that Mimir's not really asking about where Kratos went. Like, he wasn't like, where did you go? Who'd you see? And Kratos goes, it was Tyr. Oh, wow, there was a huge delay on that. Whoa, whoa! Holy shit! You guys are harder to fight than Tyr. Oh my god. That was quite frustrating. I lost way more health there than I would have liked. But we work with what we got. Oh, Mimir was there for the Tyr fight? Oh, I didn't realize that. I didn't pay attention. Okay. I was so focused on the fact that it was Tyr.
We've come this far. Anything we need this moment.
Alright, so what we got? Health or these things? You! Oh! All right. All right. Dodge rolling will hasten the expiration of burn, poison, and frost effects, or more runic evasive cleanse. That seems useful. All right, let's go.
From above! Fight, Ron!
Not a fan of the Bifrost people.
I believe your target's on the battlefield there. Behind you! Incoming!
Oh god. Whoa.
Ah! Bifrost everywhere! Behind you, brother! Ha! I knew you'd get that one.
All right, see what happens. probably another boss fight, I would imagine.
Right then, time to ascend to the next area if you're ready. It may be just for this try, but a little assist would be nice.
Indeed. Oh, all right. Oh, shit. Really? Alright. So you're a douche? Just drink blood and all of a sudden you're better? Olaf Knotson. I must admit, fighting the leader of the Coal Raiders again was a battle I did not mind revisiting. As the leader of his band of wolf eaters, he deserves every death I can give him. I'm pleased we were able to rescue Specky and Svana from him so long ago. They miss you nearly as much as I do. Distort space and time by creating a realm shift. Slam the ground and create an explosion of zero poison, leaving a hazard. Okay. Oh, baby. Well, we will have a lovely time revisiting our friend Tyr in the next episode. Friends, I appreciate so much your willingness to ride along on what I told you would be a shortened episode 3. I do gotta go, but I am so grateful that you were willing to ride with me through episode 3, and I hope that my words and analysis was meaningful to you in some way. You can show that it was by leaving a thumbs up on the stream and leaving a comment down below and telling people about these videos. Another shout out to Sony Santa Monica for crafting something so awesome and doing it for free. I am grateful that any of you care about what I have to say about these games. I am enjoying this immensely. So if you are binging, you have the blessing of being able to pop right over to the next episode. If you're waiting for the next one to come out, I will get it out as soon as we can. Don't forget to follow the links down in the description. You can always watch these live, and then you don't have to worry about when the next one's coming out. Regardless, thanks so much for your support. I will see you on the next one.